G'day and welcome to my garage.
That's not bad. I've got to drill this through out to 10 mil. That's for the latch pin can go in there. So it's got to be reamed out. I'll find the 10 mil reamer. I've got to shorten this down to 2 inch, so once I've done that, the straight section should be right. But how are we fitting? The latch pin needs a polish. The book calls for a 7/16 UNF or 7/16 20 TPI thread. That equates to an 11 mil, and I don't have an 11 mil tap. I don't have a fine thread 11 mil tap. That would be, I think, a 1.25 thread pitch. So I dug around in my old Imperial taps, dies and whatnot that I got, over 30 years ago. The tool storeman at work was clearing out stock that wasn't either being used or was old. Anyhow, I ended up with it, and funnily enough, there was the 7/16 UNF tap and die nut. Now the die nut is not real crash hot. The dies, well, it at least doesn't have broken teeth like the die nut, but it won't be in good condition. Maybe. I'll find out after I clean it. But the taps, I've got a couple of brand new taps. So everything on this dividing head is metric, except for this thread. Anyhow, if it doesn't work, I can turn this into an M12. But I thought I'd give it a go. At worst, like I said, I'll have to make it into an M12. But this won't be the problem, this piece. It'll be the cap, the twist cap that goes on top of this. But that's only a small item to remake if I need to. Alright, that's enough for this.
Let's see the fit. Well, I know the fit. It's a little bit tight on the end here.
No play in it. Beautiful. Nice slide fit. That is a very nice fit. Alright, I'll put a thread on the end. Oh, I do have to confess, when this was set up on the faceplate, I centered on the center of this handle, but what I didn't realise until it was a bit too late is the handle was not center on the block. So I'm going to file that to make it look right. It's only a crank handle. Don't get overexcited. Okay, I'm going to do that now actually before I forget. Just in case you didn't see it. But you can see how really annoyed with that. I've got about 12 millimetres of thread at the moment. I need 19, 20, 3/4 of an inch. That, of course, is the latch pin, and that should be the last operation on that latch pin. Mounted in the lathe is the latch pin retainer. This screws into the handle. Yep. So Gingery does this on a mandrel. I thought I'd do it in one go without turning it around from the rough stock also. I need a diameter of 5/8, 16 mil, 5.88, something like that. So I'll go for 16. And I'm currently at 17, 18, 19 mil. So 3, that's 1.5. That should have been 1 mil, and it was. And this should be 16. Yep. I'll mark this, I forgot. I have to mark this end also. And I was going to part it off on where I am now. Come on. It's going to jam. There's a 6 mil hole down the centre, so it should be awfully close. Right there. Okay. There it is. I'm just going to part that piece off, face that up, and thread this end. There we go. And off you go. Bad luck, you can't get on this side because I'm on this side. Turn that off. Not a bad looking thread. Look at that, it even fits. It even fits. I'll have to take this out to 6.5 mil because that rod is slightly bent. Yeah. Alright, I'll clean this up and then half of that gets chopped off, and then the other half of this, the opposite, gets made. This, as you can, so there'll be a spring down there, and the spring will be wanting to push it out all the time, and the other half with a nut on it will retain it, and that will be the spring action of the latch pin. Okay. I'm very happy with that. Let's see what we've got. Uh, 16.4. I was aiming for about 16.6, but that's spot on. So this one. And that's the latch pin retaining nut, I think it was called. Where's my latch? There it is. Because there will be a spring inside there that'll load this up, and that gives the opportunity to tighten it and loosen it, of course. Taking shape. I'm just working on the on this retainer nut again still. I've hacksawed through there by hand. I thought of doing it on the machine, but yeah, it's going to be awkward to hold securely, so I did it by hand. But don't know if you can see, but there's an O-ring down there, and that was so that I can put a bit of tension on this to hold it firm, stop it from rotating. Because invariably, you know what it's like. You cut a thread, you do everything, and then you put it back into the handle because that's the easiest thing to hold it with. And where is it? In an awkward position. Can't sit it in the vise. So I thought, need some way of holding that. So just an O-ring. Don't forget to throw the O-ring out when you're finished, because you may be cutting that slightly, and if you put it back into your O-ring kit, it could be a damaged O-ring. Still on a slight taper. Leave it with me and I will put you on charge. You're getting flat. And this is finish of a 5mm hole, that's tapping size for an M6. And now we'll come in with a 6mm clearance hole for 20mm. And I'm starting on the latch pin pull handle. Now I need to reduce that body to 5/8, 16mm. This is the other half of the spring handle arrangement for the latch pin. I've got to bring that over so I can see something. Now, if I remember right, we're on 30mm now. Yep, 30.06. Got to go down to 16. Nearly screwed it up. I've got to reduce that for 3/4 of an inch. Uh, 16.04. Okay, I finished making this part. When I threaded this end, I had the tap coming in from this end. It's just the way it was when it was after machining in the lathe. The reason I'm mentioning this is I had started tapping this out, but the problem is the shank of my tap is larger than the 6mm tapping thread cutting section, so I couldn't get it all the way through. So if you do this, tap it from the other end. There's only 20mm of reach in that. So what I had to do was I drilled this out to 1/4, which is 6.35, I think. That then gave me the clearance to get the tap all the way through. Now you might ask, well, why didn't I start from the other, go to the other end? I had already started cutting the thread from the other side. So coming in from the opposite end, there was no guarantee. Excuse me, I just got to pick that up off the floor. There's no guarantee that the thread was going to line up. So I drilled it out, but that didn't give me any problems. The hole's just 0.3 larger than no, it's not actually. I took the other one out to 1/4 to get it, because this rod is slightly bent after being bent. I straightened it up. Anyhow, I'm babbling on. So the parts are made. So we just now assemble it.
It's the spring. That. A bit loose. That's better. Jam that. whole thing in. Tighten that up. Tighten the start up.
So there we go, that's complete for the moment. Works good, I like it. Snaps back in quite nicely. Alright, I don't know what the next one's going to be, probably this plate hub. Anyhow, you will soon see.